Good morning to all my friends and family, and welcome to this episode of Jim's 5am Club. What I'd absolutely love to do today is to bring you another book where we can discuss, we can walk and talk, and the book that I have for this morning is entitled Made to Stick: Why Some Ideas Stick and Survive Whilst Others Die. This book was published on the 14th of April 2014 by a dual authorship of Chip Heath and Dan Heath, where they say that the most basic way to get someone's attention is this: all you have to do is to break a pattern. So the first key message to come from this author is that simplicity is the key. The authors emphasize the importance of simplicity in communication, and to make an idea stick, it should be distilled to its very, very core message. This means stripping away all of the unnecessary details and focusing on what truly matters, allowing the audience to grasp the concept quickly, efficiently, and effectively. The second message to come from this book is where we talk about how unexpectedness is what captures attention. What you don't expect to happen is the breaking of the pattern, and that, according to these authors, is gold. To engage your audience, they advise that the best thing to do is to introduce an element of surprise and unexpectedness. This could involve presenting information in a way that defies logic, defies expectations, which helps to dramatically capture their attention and make the idea more memorable. The author also talks about how important it is to understand that concrete ideas are always more relatable. Using concrete language and examples helps people understand and remember ideas much better. Abstract concepts can and are usually always difficult to grasp, so grounding your message in tangible terms makes it easier for the audience to visualize and to relate to. We must never forget that credibility is the key essence of building trust. For an idea to stick, it must be perceived as credible. It's got to pass the pub test. The Heath brothers suggest using statistics, expert testimonials, or relatable anecdotes to enhance the credibility of your message, making it more likely to be accepted and to be remembered. And we're in the last week of the elections here in Australia, and one thing I've got to hand to Labor is that when it comes to campaigning, they have simply outdone the Liberal and National parties at this election. Unfortunately, Dutton and his team have basically let down all of their supporters because the message hasn't cut through. Really sad, but Albanese, to his credit, when it comes to running and managing and leading a campaign, Labor seems to be light years ahead of everybody else. The authors then go on to talk about how it's important to include emotional connection, as it is extremely powerful. Ideas that evoke emotions are more likely to resonate with most people. By tapping into feelings such as joy, fear, or empathy, you can create a stronger connection with your audience, making your message more impactful and memorable, which is what it's all about. And we also move on to look at the power of stories. Stories are what make ideas stick. The authors highlight the power of storytelling in conveying messages. Stories provide context and meaning, allowing audiences to engage with the content on a deeper and personal level. A well-told story can illustrate a point effectively and make it more relatable. It's all about what's in it for me and making it easier for me as an individual to understand the message. That's what communication is all about. And the last key point to come from this book is where we look at the importance of practical application. The Heath brothers stress that for an idea to stick, they should include a very, very clear and loud call to action. For practical application, providing specific steps or suggestions on how to implement the idea encourages the audience to take action and to do something right away rather than think about it and push it into the future. This actually reinforces the message and increases its retention. These lessons that we've just talked about, these insights from these brothers, from this book, offer valuable considerations into how to effectively communicate, and it hopefully equips us with the necessary strategies to make our ideas more memorable and impactful in various contexts. So thank you very much for joining me on this episode of Jim's 5am Club, where we've gone through a very, very interesting book and hopefully learnt a few ways of making ideas stick and being effective with our communication, with our priming, and with all of the opportunities that we have coming our way. I look forward to coming to you again from another place with another message of empowerment. I wish you all the best, and as you can see, it's graduation week here at Sydney University, and this place here throughout the day is going to be a buzz with students getting their degrees and their parents and friends and supporters being with them and getting photos at this most magnificent location. I can never ever tire of Sydney University, the main quadrangle, and these magnificently and most beautifully manicured lawns. It is indeed a beautiful place. Take care, everybody. Wishing you all the best, and we'll chat again soon. Bye for now.